Yeah, so we do see the leads here. Dejan is leading with Glimora and King Gambit. The Intimidate coming from that Gyarados on Francis' side. Francis leading with Infernape and Gyarados. Intimidate smacking into that King Gambit, giving it that Defiant boost. King Gambit says a little thank you. But this looks pretty good. The Glimora is in a pretty good position, I believe. I also believe if I go through these sheets, Glimora is not a Mega. Glimora is one of these. Oh, it is. It is a Mega. Glimora here has Glimora Knight. It isn't one of those Focus Sash variants, so it does have the ability to speed up here, but against this Infernape, probably not the greatest idea, but then again, it can threaten the KO on the Gyarados, I believe, but Francis here can also, yeah, right there, I was about to say, he can Mega his Gyarados and get away from that rock weakness, and he does so right there.
Okay, can you explain again, Vince, what happens if Gyarados Mega evolves?
Well, when he Mega evolves, he turns into a Dark type, losing that flying weakness.
I see.
And, well, Glimora just becomes more Glimora.
Oh, the Glimora Mega evolution, so cute.
Yeah, fake out pressure with the Infernape here, stuffing that King Gambit. But not enough to stop this Glimora. Unfortunately, Glimora was just... that just wasn't enough damage. Either the Infernape's a little bulky or it was naturally able to survive that. I think this is like a primary issue with Mega. Sometimes they just don't have enough power, but an interesting survive there. I'd love to go through the calcs, but I'm not entirely sure regarding all of these calculations with Mega Glimora. It's very new. Anyway, Francis Gyarados going for that Dragon Dance. It may very well just take the match here. Gyarados is still a imminent threat. Both King Gambit and Gyarados are at +1 attack, but Gyarados is also at +1 speed and resistant to any Sucker Punch this King Gambit is going to throw out.
Okay, so we have Gyarados going for the Protect. And what will we... a coaching from the Infernape. Whoa. That means he's boosted up even more.
Yeah, he's even boosted his defense. Sludge Bomb coming from the Glimora towards the Gyarados. Actually, Dejan doubles into the Gyarados here, both King Gambit and Glimora hitting into the Gyarados, which was unfortunately for Dejan, who was using Protect. Both of those hits just bounce off. Gyarados is now at a whopping, let's see here, a whopping +2 attack, +1 defense, and +1 speed.
Crazy. Oh my god.
Francis Tyrant will pull out his Infernape, resetting that fake out pressure, and will be sending out the Dragonite in the back here. Dejan, on the other hand, will be protecting his own Glimora.
Okay.
Oh, Earthquake coming from the Gyarados. Fantastic switch by Francis. I mean, that was probably extremely calculated, but, well, King Gambit is still King Gambit, and without Stab, it's just unable to KO. But will low kick KO, and it is exactly the same. Again, without Stab, it's just not enough.
Oh. I haven't really played Champions yet, so seeing all these interactions between the different Pokemon is very different from what I'm used to in SV. So that was crazy that King Gambit did not KO, as well as the Gyarados.
Mega Gyarados here. Again, like I said, you'd be expecting these Mega Pokemon to have a little more power, but, well, that was still a very substantial amount of damage onto a King Gambit, and most King Gambit are pretty damn bulky, so, excuse my language, but yeah, King Gambit is just kind of nuts. It's Gen 9 power creep. Anyway, Dejan will be switching out his Glimora for his Garchomp here, getting a bit of leeway, giving himself some time. The Sucker Punch coming from the from King Gambit towards this Gyarados. Unfortunately, Gyarados was using Protect, and even more unfortunate, this Chople Berry that the King Gambit just ingested didn't really do anything. Dragonite just immediately threatened it with a low kick, and down it went. King Gambit's not the heaviest guy, but a ×4 weakness is still a ×4 weakness, unfortunately. And subbing in for King Gambit, who just went down, will be Dejan's Bascule Legion. And Bascule Legion these days is just dominating most of these tournaments actually.
Yeah, and I recall Basque region was really good in SB as well. So
Yeah,
it's
Basque
really
Legion's
interesting to
pretty
still
darn good.
have him here, along with King Gambit.
King Gambit's always been a staple in a lot of meta games, but then the thing with Basque Legion is it's really risen to popularity, especially in this format. Well, we will be seeing him. He will not be using any attacks this turn, by the way. He is going for a protect. Basque Legion protects himself, but Charizard... I'm not Charizard. I'm so used to saying that, sorry. Gyarados will be using Earthquake. The Earthquake bouncing off of that Basque Legion, but also, you know, not hurting his ally Dragonite. And, well, Garchomp here attempted to hit both of these Pokemon with his Rock Slide, but it misses the Dragonite. A really integral miss there, and just fails to KO Mega Gyarados. Dejan is extremely on the back foot here. Like I said earlier in this game, this Gyarados, after all those boosts, looks like he was ready to just take out whatever he wanted. So, yeah. It's really unfortunate. I am saying unfortunate a lot, but I don't... Someone give me a thesaurus for this one. But yeah, it's just not very... It's not great for Dejan in game 1 here. But I'm sure he's good enough to actually... well, he's good enough to make adjustments. The interesting thing is, I spoke to Francis earlier. Well, he was speaking in a chat. And he wanted to win one of the prizes. That's why he didn't want those recommendations for his team. Anyway,
So, Team Gyarados went down as well as Dragonite.
oh, a very good turn for Dejan here. I guess I spoke too soon. Basque Legion hitting that Gyarados with Aqua Jet, enough to take it out. No speed boosts here. And, well, Glimmora being Glimmora there, manages to take out the Dragonite with Stab Power Gem.
Okay.
No, this looks like a fairly even match, if I could say that. Francis will be subbing in his Gyarados and his Dragonite for his own Aegislash and his own Infernape. So he did not bring this victory bell to this match at all. I mean, not that it would have mattered. He did Mega his Gyarados earlier. But this looks a little dicey. But Francis does have Fake Out pressure, and he will be using that Fake Out 100%. But the real question is, what are these ghosts gonna do?
So, the Infernape took that hit.
Infernape gets taken down with that Aqua Jet, but the bigger question here really is, what is this Aegislash going to do against these two Pokemon? I mean, yes, Basque Legion will be saved by the Focus Sash here, but that's still a big issue for Basque Legion, because if... Oh wait, the Speed Ties.
Yeah, who is faster in this situation again, Vince? Can you...
The Basque Legion should be able to poke the Aegislash once, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue here. Since, yes, he can King's Shield to weaken that Basque Legion once more. Earth Power will be coming from Glimmora, but... And last respects, of course, this is a Focus Sash variant of Basque Legion, but both of those moves bounce off of that King's Shield, which acts very much like a Protect.
So what can Aegislash still do anything here?
Oh, very much. Glimmora is still weak to Steel. But Earth Power will be coming from that Glimmora, and what an intense amount of power that was. And the last respects coming from the Basque Legion, this Aegislash is gonna have to work twice as hard. Well, I guess I counted out Dejan a little too soon there.
What an interesting turn of events.
Remind me to never doubt you, Dejan. Darn, that was an interesting game 1.
So this is the first time I've seen Glimmora as well. So what is actually, or how do players use Glimmora usually?
Well, Glimmora in recent days has been used a lot with a Focus Sash just to deal with Mega Flow-Wet, along with a lot of other fairies, while still having the capability to, to still fight back a little harder. But I don't think that mattered a little too much. But yeah, we will be seeing that this will be game 2. Jamie, what are your predictions here? How do you think Francis is going to adapt to this match?
Well, I am not sure actually, Vince, because the meta is very new to me. I'm really not familiar with most of the Pokemons, except for those that we have seen in SV. So of course, Basculegion seems like the best endgame Pokemon still to fight Aegislash,
Right.
right? But to start out, can't say for sure. How about you, Vince?
Well, I'm actually interested to see if Francis will be using that Mega Victory Bell. It seems like a
Right.
really fun Pokemon. And then Dejan does have the option of having the Charizard there in the back, but again, proves to be seen.
So what are we expecting? Let's see.
Yeah, we excited to see the leads actually.
So we have Glimmora and Whimsicott, which was not brought last round,
Yeah.
right? Whimsicott.
Yes, the Whimsicott was not in this match last game.
And same leads for Tyrant.
Yeah, Tyrant will be bringing the same leads with that Infernape and that Gyarados. So fake out pressure is still here on Tyrant's side, but Esburr or Dejan here will be, well, he's going to have that. He does have the pressure of Moonblast, I believe. Let me just pull up his team sheet real quick. So he will have the Moonblast pressure, Tailwind, and Encore. If Tyrant decides to set up here, that Whimsicott's probably going to be able to do something about it with Encore, but he can also do a lot more with Tailwind. But we did see that Glimmora is not able to take out Infernape in a single hit. So
Yeah, from the last round.
from the last game, yes. So yeah, we will be seeing this Glimmora Mega Evolve on turn 1. I mean, why not? Why wait?
What changes in Glimmora if the Pokemon Mega
It just
evolves?
gains a lot more stats. The interesting thing here is Protect will be coming from the Whimsicott, and the Glimmora will not be able to move because of that fake out from the Infernape.
Another Dragon Dance.
From the Gyarados. Gyarados will be Dragon Dancing, but strangely enough, he did not Mega Evolve here. Probably the threat of the Moonblast was a little too high. You don't want to take too much
Right.
damage a little too early. But Francis might be playing the exact same play here with another Protect and Coaching, but it's a bit of a pin. Both of these Pokemon have the ability to do a lot of damage into this Gyarados. So if the Gyarados Mega Evolves and Dejan decides, I'm gonna hit it with Moonblast, it's gonna be super effective. If he doesn't Mega Evolve this Gyarados and it gets hit with Power Gem, it's still super effective. But a big shout out to Tyrant here, who named his
Tyrant, the Epion, right?
yeah, he named his Gyarados Epion, one of the coolest Gundams ever. But yeah,
Okay,
he will.
so the Mega
He has
Evolve.
decided to Mega Evolve his Gyarados here on turn 2. But again, like I said, there is a lot of pressure coming from both of these Pokemon. And well, Earthquake sacrificing his own Infernape here to
Oh,
take out the
crazy.
Glimmora. That is fair, actually. I mean, a Mega for a Sash.
Right.
That's enough.
Well, these are some of the plays that you can see Tyrant do, right?
Yeah, but here
Unexpected
Yeah, this-
plays. Oh,
it's just
right.
an extremely unfortunate miss. Proper use of the word there this time. A really bad miss into that Whimsicott. Infernape needs to get his eyes checked. He could have just
Oh.
starting to remind me of my own household here. But
Oh,
yeah,
what move did Infernape do? I was not looking.
his overheat. He
Oh.
overheat into the Whimsicott, but the Whimsicott decided to take a little step to the left, and well, he missed. But yeah, we will be seeing the Basculegion here. We know this Basculegion is Focus Sash, and it does have Aqua Jet and everything else that comes with being a Basculegion. But from the sheets here, it has Protect. It doesn't have Flip Turn. It doesn't exactly have the ability to pivot out. But hey, it still has the Focus Sash. it can very much go for the Aqua Jet here into the Infernape just to take it out. But then the Gyarados might be able to do even more damage here, given the chance. Oh, well, Tailwind will be coming from the Whimsicott, making sure this Basculesion's fast as... well, it's fast. And like I said earlier, Aqua Jet did come from the Basculegion, smacking that Infernape dead in the face. But remember, this Gyarados is a Dark type, and a single Crunch does bring it down to its Focus Sash. Oh. Oh. I just got a message from Francis here. It's from Tyrant. Oh, okay.
So, remove.
Yeah, I'm checking here. Yeah. If everything is okay, then yeah, let it be. Go ahead.
That's true.
Me take over for a bit.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to resolve an issue.
So I'll be taking over. Please don't mind my random comments. So here the Whimsicott is protecting. And then a last respects from Basculegion towards the Aegislash. Oh. It seems like Aegislash was able to take that hit. And then the Epion with a Crunch. Oh, wait. Oh, the Basculegion actually fainted this time. So a lot of the Pokemon, I think, that were difficult for Tyrant last round is now
Gone.
KO'd. So let's see how Dejan adjusts with the remaining Pokemon left. So we have King Gambit and Whimsicott.
Well, you can't really write Tyrant out anytime. Tyrant is Tyrant, makes these adjustments mid-game, and
Yeah.
he can just get away with it. This Gyarados just going a little crazy here.
Seems like a good adjustment, like trying to pinpoint which Pokemon you have to try to KO just so that you can win on your end, right?
Right.
Your win condition. So let's see here how Dejan adjusts and how Tyrant will continue the match.
Well, we will be seeing the Gyarados protect here on this turn, but I guess scouting and the Moonblast pressure is pretty darn high there. But we will be seeing Kowtow coming from the King Gambit go
Yes.
straight in from a sword to a sword.
Yeah, that was an interesting interaction because I have not seen King Gambit against Aegislash before, so that was interesting indeed. Now you have Dragonite swapping in for that Aegislash.
Yeah. So the Dragonite here, while there's no need for its inner focus or anything, it does carry that low kick, which will be enough to take out King Gambit.
Right. That's what KO'd King Gambit last time, if I recall.
Yeah, King Gambit. But we know that the John's King Gambit does have the Chople Berry, so it can munch on that and take a little less damage. And Tyrant here attempted to go for a double protect, but unfortunately, again, proper use of the word, eats.
He was that Gyarados pulled through.
Yes, it did. The Gyarados pulls through with just a little bit of HP, but, well...
Okay, so here the King Gambit uses the Chople Berry, so...
Well, this will be the last turn of Tailwind. That was the last turn of Tailwind, rather. And, yeah, well, Tyrant is now within Sucker Punch range from that King Gambit. But, again, this Whimsicott is just proving to be a problem. Tyrant might have to take out the Whimsicott a little sooner than later, but this Gyarados should be able to protect again this turn. But the real question is, what is this Dragonite gonna do? It's a little on the... Well, it's very bulky, as we saw. The Kowtow Cleave barely did about 20-25% to it, but we know that it can take several more of these Kowtow Cleaves, and just kick back with low kick. Sucker Punch, however, dealing a critical hit on a very pivotal turn. And just, that is,
Oh.
getting doubled by both the Whimsicott and the King Gambit. That is, again, extremely use of the word here. I've been overusing it. Somebody in the comments
Another
suggest
word.
me. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then we get a forfeit
And-
from Tyrant.
Tyrant will be forfeiting and he will be losing the first set of the
The match.
midweek smoke.
The round.
Yeah.
But good job to both players.
Both players did fantastically, and that was a hell of a match. Honestly, that was fantastic.
Good job both to Esburr and Tyrant.
Esburr here, Dejan just pulling an Emilio Forbes actually. The level of luck there needed in that match, that was
Here I thought, Vince, that
Yeah.
taking out the Glimora and that Basculegion, but Dragon Knight is still really
Dragonite still really. But then the early overheat miss into the Whimsicott was just
right.
that was the kicker actually. They could have taken out the Whimsicott, but here we are. It is what it is.
Whimsicott. So